Hello, good evening. Good evening and welcome to our live class for today. So please, if you can let me know. I have normal food this evening. So good evening. Please, if you can hear me, please let me know so that we can start our tutorial for today. Okay, so let me know on the comment section that you can hear me, that you can see me. So once we what do you call it, once we somebody confirms, yeah, so somebody should please confirm. So once I get a confirmation, we are good to go. We will start immediately. Okay. Okay, good evening, good evening. Yes, good evening. So let me see. Yes, Francis, good evening. Francisca, good evening. So can you hear me, Francisca? Please let me know. Okay, you can hear me. Right, good. So good evening, guys, and welcome back to another live stream for tonight. Okay. So okay, yes. Okay, thank you, Dorcas. You are welcome. So let me know, please, where are you watching me from? Dorcas, Francisca, all those of you that are just joining. So guys, so like I said, okay, yes, I think mine is here today. Let me, okay, thank you so much. Ruth, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, thank you, Favor. You're welcome. So I just want to bring out the picture of what we are going to be making today. That's what I'm trying to do. So let me know on the comments. On those of you that are just joining, you're welcome. Can you guys see? Favor, you're watching from Lagos. This is what we are going to be making today. You can see it is a beautiful dress. It's like a shirt top. So this shirt top, you can actually adapt it to however you want it. So this is what we will do today. Okay, so can you see? So it is a beautiful. All right, so let me adjust my camera. Thank you so much. Ruth, you're watching from Ghana. Francisca, you're watching from Akwa Ibom. Wow. So you're watching, so let me just I'm trying to adjust my camera and we can focus it on our table. Yes, so I just want a situation where, yes, we can get focus our full table. Yes, I told you guys I had to readjust. Yeah, so you can see the full table. Yes, you can see our pattern paper. Okay, so guys, so those of you that are just joining, you're welcome. So the first thing we're going to do, I want to make a shirt top like this, a shirt blouse. We're going to use a basic dress pattern. So the first thing I'm going to do now, marking a straight line on my pattern paper. So this is going to serve as the start up line. Okay, so if you're just joining, you're welcome. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Okay, people have already confirmed, so let me know. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for Lake. You're welcome. So the next thing I'm going to do now, from this point now, I'm going to mark my bust line. The bust line is 11 inches. So let me just put the mark. So when I'm done, we'll connect the line. So this is 11 inches for my bust line. And then the under bust line. So these lines, they are not really that necessary. Do you understand? So the under bust line is not necessary. So I have to go to my waistline. So to my waistline, I'll use 16 inches, and then the full length of my shirt to make use of 22 or 23 thereabout. So it is a shirt, so you need to be long so you'll be able to tuck it in. Okay, so now this is our bust line, which is 11 inches. So this one is needed when you're making a shirt, and then this one is the waist. This one is also needed, but it can be negligible. It's also needed. And then this is the full length of the blouse. Okay, so if you are just joining us, welcome. So the next thing I'm going to do now, so I'm going to be using a shoulder of 16 inches. So when you divide 16 into 2, you are going to have 8 inches. So that 8 inches, I'm going to mark 8 here. I'll add 1 inch as my allowance here. And then from this point I'm going to come by 1 inch like this. And then when I come down by 1 inch, for those of you that have been following me, what I'm doing right now, you understand. Okay, so from this point I'm going to mark that line, and then from this point I'm going to create my armhole. So my armhole, for you to get the armhole measurement, you divide your bust measurement into, and then you add 1.5 inches. Okay, so for this I'm going to using about 8 inches for my armhole. So I'll mark the 8 inches here, and then I'm going to connect this line. I'll just connect it like this. Okay, so the chest line is not needed, so I will not put it. If not, I would have just run the line straight and it will form my chest. So from this point I'll take half of this line that I marked, which is 8 inches here, which is 4 inches. So that 4 inches I'm going to mark, I'm going to make a curve. I'll just create a curve. So in order for me to create that curve, from this point I'm just going to come down like this, and then we'll create. If you notice, I did not come in armhole. Do you understand? So for those of you that are just joining us, please let me know where you're watching from. Okay, that would be nice. So the next thing to do now, let's add our measurements. Okay, so the measurement that I'm going to be adding for this shirt blouse, I'll use 40 inches for 40 inches. So I'll use 40 inches, and then I'll add like 2 inches for stitching allowance, because I don't want it to be too big. Okay, so I'll place it that way, and then that line, that mark, I'll just connect it down like this. After connecting it down, this is the next thing I am going to do. I'm going to check. So this line, this particular line, I can decide to just run it from the top down if I don't want shirt to be fitted. Okay, it is not, since it is not a fitted shirt, I'll just run it. And then towards the down part of my blouse, I will check, do I still want to use the same measurement for the down part? So for the down part, I'm just trying to contemplate. So maybe I'll add like half of an inch to it. So for this, I'm not going to be adding any dart this blouse, so I will not add a dart. So if you want it to be a fitted blouse shirt, you can add a dart to it. Okay, so you can add a dart. For mine, I'm not adding that to it. So from this point I'm going to mark my neckline. So for neckline, I'm going to be making it of 3.5 inches wide. That's for the back neckline. So this same pattern, I'll use it for the front. So just watch how we are going to do it. So after marking 3.5 inches, so I'm going to come down for the back neckline by 1.5 or 1 inch. So let me do 1 inch for my back neckline, and then for the front neckline I will do 3 inch. Okay, so let's see now. So after marking it, this is the front, this is the back one, so I'll just connect it like this. Then for this front one, I'm not sure, I might change my mind as we go along. Okay, I might change my mind. So this is all we need for our shirt. So the shirt is a free, it's not a tight shirt, so it is a free shirt. So the next thing, I'm trying to get my, what do you call it, my scissors, my paper scissors, so that I can cut, so that I can out my fabric. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I am going to cut this out. So if you are just joining us, you're welcome. You're watching from Aba, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So you can see we are done. So the next thing I am going to do now, I'm going to bring my fabrics. So I'll bring my fabric to the table. So this is the fabric that I'm going to use. So if you want to sew this kind of dress, you need at least 2 yards of fabric because of the sleeves. Okay, so I'm just going to open this. So this is a satin fabric. So you can see the way I folded it. This one is a little bit bigger, so that bigger one, we'll use that one for the front. So this is what we are going to use for the back. So can you, for the back, I'm just going to place this like this, and then I am going to cut this out. Okay, so like I said, so I'm going to cut it. So I'm not adding. So for the back, so my shirts, there's only do them. So um for the back, sometimes because I want my shirt to have, if I want it to have a kind of shape, I normally stitch. You understand? I'll just join it to have one line at the back, so it will actually gives it like an extra fit. You understand? So let me do that for this. Let me just show you guys how to do it. So I'll like run like a 1 inch line here, so it kind of gives it one kind of fit. So I'll do that. So I'll just place my pattern paper like this and leave this inch here. So let me just double check it so you can see. This is half of an inch, so that's 1 inch because my fabric is on fold. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut this out. So this is my back piece. Note, so after marking that, I'm going to cut out my back neckline now, right now. So when I cut, so this is my back piece, so I explained why I am doing this, so you can see. So I'm going to just wrap part. So I'll keep this on the side. So let me open it up. Let's see how it looks like. So can you see? So the next thing I am going to do now, I'm going to cut out the front piece. So for the front piece, since it is a shirt, we are going to add extra inches to the front piece. Okay, yes, we'll add extra inches to it. So that extra inches that we're going to be adding for the front piece is what we're going to use for the buttons. So now you take your pattern paper like this and you are going to place it like this. So when you place this, you are going to check. So how many inches do I have here? So I have about 2 inches, which is, so this 2 inches is just perfect for me. Okay, so I'm trying to get my chalk. I've dropped it somewhere. Okay, here. So you can see, this is the extra 2 inches that I am adding for my pattern. So I'm marking it here because I don't want it, sometimes before you know what is happening, it will shift, it will become bigger, smaller. Okay, so I've marked it. So the next thing now, I am going to cut this out. Yes, I'm going to cut this out. So I'll take this like this, and then I'll cut the side. So you guys should please give this video a thumbs up. I will appreciate it. So I'm going to mark it like this now. So at this point now, we want to cut out the front neckline. Okay, so in order for us to cut out the front neckline, I'll use this other scissors. Can you see what I did? So at this point now, I want to notch that point. Okay, so that point, I'm going to notch it here like this, and then I'm going to notch it at the down part also. So the next thing, I'm going to cut this open. Can I get my pressing iron, please? So I'm going to open the front piece. It's hot, yes, I know. Just hold on. So you can keep it. Thank you. Right. Okay, fine. So you can see, so I've done that. So the next thing now, I am going to fold this in. I'm going to fold it. So the easiest way for you to do this, you can serge this part, that you weave it, you understand. So because we're live stream now, I can't do that right now, it will waste our time. So you weave this part, then before you fold it in, and then you press it down like this. Can you see what I'm doing? It's a very simple process. And then you press it down like this. So you need it straight, you need the lines to be straight. When you are doing this, you have to be careful. You need it to be straight so that it will look good. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to take this, I'll fold it in, making sure that it is at that point. Remember that point. So this is what we'll use for my button, and then I'll come to the down part. So that is why you need to what do you call it, both for the up and the down, you need to mark it, you need to notch it rather. So I'm trying to turn, so I'll turn this in now. So like I said, weave it. But if you don't want to do that, you can use a facing, you understand. You can use a facing that you cut another fabric, join it. Okay, so I'll just take this and then place it on the side, and then press down this other one also. Okay, so after pressing, I'm going to, so let me drop this now. So remember that back piece that I said I want a line to run on the back of my shirt. I just want a line to run on it. It's not like it is compulsory, you understand. Okay, this is not, it's not like it is compulsory, it's not like a compulsory thing, but I just want to do it so it will just give it a kind of fit. Okay. I hope the head of my iron is not broken. So I'm just trying to straighten it out so that it will be easy for me to run that stitch like I explained earlier. So the stitch is just to give it a kind of I'm trying to place my iron in such a way that it will be easy for me to plug it. Okay, so now we're going to stitch all of these things down. So I'm just going to shift these ones, clear out my table. Okay. So I'm just trying to lift my table. Let me lift it out from that point. Yes. So now let's come over to our machine like this, and then come on stitch. Okay. All right. Yes. So if you are just joining us, you are welcome. So these ones are the front piece. Let me leave them. So this is the back piece. So like I explained earlier, so I'm going to stitch the back piece. I'm going to run a stitch at the back. Okay. So as you are running it, make sure that the line is straight and neat. ironing it, I'm just going to open it up so it can lay flat on me. So if I wanted a design at the back, like a, I've forgotten what they call that thing, I would have done it on the right side. I don't want that. So this is what the back will look like. So you see, so you see that the back now, it will have one straight, you see. So let me raise this a little bit. It's like it needs a little bit of raise. Okay, I'm just trying to readjust the hair. I think it's better this way. Okay, so next thing we are going to do now, let's see, focusing too much on me. Okay, yes. So the next thing we want to do now, I want to sew down our button lines. So like I said, use your overlock seam to lock this. So most I'm doing this, I normally like to stitch it from the right side. Okay, so why do I want to stitch it from the right side? Because I want it to lay, so I'll be able to control my stitch. Okay, yes, so that I'll be able to control my stitch. You can mark it. You can use your chalk to mark it. So you can see I'm making sure my machine is very slow. I am not rushing it. Okay, you can see it looks really neat. Can you see? See my button lines. So the next thing, I'm going to stitch the second one also. So like I said, I normally like to stitch it from the right side. So why am I stitching it from the right side? So that I'll be able to control my stitch, to make sure that my stitches are straight, because it is a shirt, so you need the stitch to be straight. So if you are just joining us, you're welcome. So after stitching, I'm going to open this up for you guys to see how beautiful it is looking already. Can you see? You see? See the second one. So I've not ironed it. So you see? Can you see? This looks so good and pretty. So the next thing now, I'm going to plug my pressing iron. Let's give it a little bit of press. Okay, thank God there's light today. So let me plug my iron. All right. So I'm going to open this up like this. Okay, so we need, all right, good evening Betty, you're welcome. Can you see what I'm doing? We should see the table properly. You can see the shirt. You see how neat it is. So that is why you need to stitch it from the right side. So when you're stitching it from the right side like this, you will be able to like control your stitch. You understand? You will control your stitch. So I'll place this on the side. Let's iron this. Let me iron the second side of the shirt. So if you find this video helpful, this live stream, please like the stream for me. You can share it with your friends and your soul colleagues. So remember that back piece. So I'm going to open up that back and then iron it also. So at this point, use your overlock to to lock your stitch. Okay, so when I'm done, I'm going to calm down and read all the comments. So if you have questions, please drop your questions. Just drop your question in the comment section. I would attend to them when I am done. So I need to go and turn off that pressing iron. The thing is getting really hard. Oops. You see? Wow, thank God that thing did not land on the ground, though. It would have been bad. That would have been bad, though. My iron would have scattered. Yeah, that thing has happened to one of my pressing iron. There's one iron I was using live as everything landed, scattered. They could not fix it. It was really bad. So let me drop this up. Let me drop it on the ground. So let's continue. So for our neckline, I'm going to use a bias for this neckline. Yes, I'm going to use a bias. So let me just go and get my bias. My bias is somewhere here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm coming on. All right. I think I found it. I'm coming. Yes. Okay. All right. So I've gotten my bias. Okay. All right. Good evening. So let's adjust our camera. Let's see. I'm looking for like the best way. I think this one makes sense. Okay, yes, I think this is better. Okay, yeah. Yes, I think this is better, absolutely better. All right, so let's stitch. So I want to use a bias. So like I'm not using a facing. I think let's use the pink one. This purple one. Let me use the pink one. So to kind of bring. So in order for me to do this, so it is a simple process. I am going to take this like this. For those of you that don't know how to use bias binding, today is your day. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So I'll turn on my machine. So this is the back piece, okay? And then I'm going to take this like this. I'm going to place it like this, and then I will stitch it. Can you see? So when it comes to stitching with bias, you have to be very patient. Yeah, you have to be patient, and so that it will be neat. So that it will be neat. So after that, I'll cut this out, and then we're going to secure it now in the front, inside, sorry. So you can, at this point, you can see, can you see? At this point, you can, what do you call it? You can decide to iron it down before you do this final stitching. But if you don't want to iron it, just continue, go ahead. Take the tiniest part of the edge of your, what do you call it, of your bias, and then stitch it down. Okay, so I'll open this up now, and then we're going to see. Can you see the neck? You see the inside? You see how neat it is? So now let's stitch this one, the front piece. So I'll follow the same process. So guys, if you find this stream helpful, please hit on the like button. Okay, so I'm going to stitch this. Okay, you see there's something I did there. Normally I made a mistake. This I was supposed to turn the neckline before I stitch this part down. So you people should please note, yes, please note. I was supposed to stitch it down first. Okay, so you can see now at this point, now what I'm doing now, you can see my bias, I did not start it from the beginning. That's, I pushed it out. You understand? That is, I pushed it out. Okay, so I pushed it out like this. So after pushing it out, so this one I'm trying to get a good finish for it, so I pushed it out. Like I said, normally I should have done that before. So now you can see, so now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to push this in like this. As I'm pushing it in, this extra one will come in like this. You get? And then it goes like this. Can you see? So with that, so it will help me to kind of finish the neckline properly. But then, in order for me to do it, I have to start it from this side. So I have to start it from this side. So now I'm stitching this down now. Some of the most annoying things in sewing, when you want to stitch and then the thread just flies up. So guys, so those of you that are just joining, let me know where you're watching me from. Yes, let me know where you're watching from. Okay, so now at this point I'm just placing this down, and then I am stitching it. So you can see, so use your hand. So that was what I was saying, you can actually iron it. You can iron it. So at this point, that extra one, push it inside very well. You get? Push it inside very well, and then stitch it. So I'm going to show you guys how it looks. Okay. This industrial machine, at times it is faster than the shadow. So you see it inside. Beautiful, beautiful. Can you see the neckline? You see it looks perfect, right? So you can see neat and fine. So for those of you that did not get it, let's do it. You're watching from UK, Betty, you're welcome. Thank you so much. So the finishing of this neckline, that's what we are doing now. So you take your bias like this, and then we are going to stitch it down. Okay, so for those of you that don't have access to, maybe you don't have extra fabric, you can just use your bias. Once you know your hands are straight, just follow the way I'm doing it. Just follow it like this. You will be able to stitch. Okay, yes, just follow it this way. You can see what I'm doing. So when you stitch it, so this one you stitch it from the right side, but if it's the one that you want the bias to show, that's if you want the bias to show, you stitch it from inside out. But this one, since we don't want our bias to show, we'll stitch it from outside inward. So because of the peculiarity of we are making a shirt, you can see the bias, it came out extra. So note. So now I'm going to now take this extra, I'll push it in like this, and then I'll bring it down like this. Can you see? And bring it down. Make sure you use your hand. That's the beauty of bias. You can tuck it in nicely. You can see. You see. So when you tuck that in, we are going to start stitching it down. Okay. So I want it to have a neat stitch. So I want to start it from the beginning, like that. So at this point, just trying to be careful. Okay. So I'm trying to navigate the neckline right now. That's what I'm doing. So when it comes to bias, make sure that your hands are straight. Okay, so I'm going to, if you have questions, you can drop your questions on the comment section. For those of you that are just joining us, please like the video. You see three dots on the side like this. Just hit on the like button. Just click it. You see the like buttons. The emojis will come out of the like, and then just like the video. That's how you can pay me for this live stream, by liking my video and by dropping a comment, letting me know where you're watching. Can you see? You see how beautiful the neckline is? Yes, it is pretty. So the next thing, oh, see, I've used mistake to cut this part. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to join the back and the front together. So in order for us to join the back and the front together, pin your dress together. Okay, pin it. Oh, pin it. This is not even how you pin it, sir. That's not how you pin it. This is how you pin it. I was going to pin it. I was almost pinning it the wrong way. Shirt, is it like this? A bit like this. Is it left to right? A bit right to left? Somebody should please tell me. Oh, when it comes, that's ladies' shirt. Is it? Does it? Before I start cracking my head, somebody should please let me know on the comment section if it's supposed to go from right to left or from left to right. Of all the better pin right here, see the one that my hand went to carry. That one that is not. So you pin it. You understand? So you pin it the way the button will be. Do you understand? Can you see how beautiful this is? So for those of you that don't know how to do shirts, see you. You people should watch today and see. We are finished sewing a shirt too. Just simple like this. You see it on top. We are finished sewing a shirt today. Oh. So I'm just pinning everything down. So pin it the way it will be. Do you understand? Pin it the way it will be. So that's my mannequin. I'm just stretching my hand to collect the pins. Can you see? This is so pretty. So this is how you pin it, not the other way that I was trying to do. Okay, so now at this point I'm just excited, yes, because it looks so pretty. So I'll just take this, the front, the back, and I am going to add it to the front. Okay, I am going to stitch it right now. Can you guys see? On the shoulder to shoulder. Oh, this what you call this thing? Thing has removed again. The thread. Somebody should come and help me. Okay, so now let's stitch. So let's stitch it down. So make sure when you want to stitch down, make sure that it is aligning. Oh, that is why some of you used to complain about your, what do you call it, your dress. So most times what I normally do, I'll just, because I want this shoulder part to align, I will just start stitching it. I will not even start it from the edge. I just want to make sure that I finish this neckline part first, and then make sure that it is okay. Then I'll go back and finish the other one. So what I'm trying to say, you can see I started it from here just to stitch it to this point. Why am I doing that? So that I'll be able to align it properly. So at the point after I know that it has aligned, I can now finish up my shoulder slope nicely. Okay, so I can now finish up my shoulder slope. So let's stitch this other one. So in order to do this other one, I'm just going to take it like this. Make sure that the neckline that it aligns, that it is on the same point. Okay, if it is not on the same point, that neckline will not stay where it will